The effect of Brexit on immigration. I did a video a while back where I dismissed the idea that Brexit had caused the immigration spike, which began in 2022 and peaked in 2023. The spike has since become known as the Boris wave because the relaxation of the points-based system occurred under Johnson. It is a point that I routinely argue with people about. They want to pin it all on Brexit, partly because this channel is in favour of it, and they want to make me feel duped and personally responsible for the immigration mess I'm now complaining about. Sometimes I respond with the rather sweeping rhetoric of, "It's got nothing to do with Brexit." That's not to say it is completely unrelated, of course, rather that Brexit is not the main cause. Also, Brexit in itself, as merely the process of leaving the European Union and restoring British sovereignty over its policies, is not directly responsible. Indeed, a lot of the intent behind the decision was anti-immigration, to escape unlimited free movement from an expanding bloc of 500 million people. You cannot pretend the majority of the electorate wanted to leave so we could enact more immigration from places even less culturally compatible with us than continental Europe. Perhaps certain Tories have pretended this, but it is not reasonable. The thesis of my video was that the spike was mainly down to two things. The first was poor judgment and a lack of political will on the part of the Johnson and Sunak governments. Rather than rising to the challenge laid down by the majority, which rejected mass immigration and creeping globalism, they simply reverted to the default position as the neoliberal party of the bosses. May seemed to get the message to some extent. Johnson and Cummings were sort of on the right track, but COVID and Kerry derailed that. Essentially, the corporate donors said, "We still need cheap labour," and because free movement was gone, it had to come from elsewhere. Now, you could say that was an inevitable effect of leaving the EU, but it was not an effect that needed to happen. It was not essential. The government could have drawn a line under those days and taken us in a different direction. They could have pushed for large-scale training and recruitment of British people, using incentives for both the workers and the companies employing them. They could have still headhunted internationally for specific skills if they needed, and had an even balance of EU and non-EU migrants. More on this later. However, they chose not to. You cannot blame the post-Brexit immigration system on Brexit itself. The new system came into play as a result of the 2016 decision, yes, but the responsibility lies only with the people who imposed that system, and the voters like me who trusted they would do better. It would be just as absurd as blaming the Cold War on the fact that the Allies fought the Second World War. Yes, the war strengthened Soviet Russia and led to an arms race and a whole new set of proxy conflicts. But we were still right to fight Nazi Germany and Imperial Japan. Any situations that followed were the combined responsibility of the world leaders in the post-war era.